this quick because the light is fading rapidly. Hi, Bob. Are you gonna be my cameraman? What are you doing, camera bunny? I'd say winter is here in Minnesota. It is not even 4 o'clock and already the light is fading so fast. I can't remember the last time I saw the sun out. It's just been hazy and sad. Don't touch the tripod. Oh yes, you're so cute. Don't knock it over. Okay, we're running out of time, bub. We gotta make this quick. It's been about a month and a half since my last video. I said I would make a follow-up video talking about my first artist alley and how it went, and we were finally here. I did a tiny bit of vlogging. I know I said vlogging would be easy, but I was honestly so paranoid about being present when a customer came to the table and not missing anything. I wanted to look like I was prepared and ready if anybody had any questions, so I didn't film that much. I also was afraid to leave my table, so I didn't walk around much, which I regret doing.
I have a sleep number too.
Hello, it is day 2. I don't know if you can hear me, but we didn't vlog at all yesterday because we were so busy setting up and figuring things out. This is the back of the booth. You can show that.
Yep, back of the booth.
Then let's show the front. Show the front.
I did it at 6 a.m. I'm so tired.
There's the front.
Yeah, no, specifically that it will replace it as long as
Wait, I have to. Don't let me spell my money.
Yeah, no, we love these. They're you got a bunch of browsers. Yeah.
Say hi, David, please.
Hello.
The commentary on those two are really fun, but they've written really pull this up a lot because what the red base is not primary, it's pretty well presenting, it's to try and push things like very gender. Oh wow. We love.
Yeah, so that's what my first Artist Alley table looks like. Okay, update. It's almost the end of the day. Slash the price on this. Only 5 left of this. This one. And then these 2. I only have a few left. These are selling okay. We only sold one of the big one, but we sold a few of the small card one.
And we could maybe give some of this away to Jennifer, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
And then we sold 1 Spice and Wolf Charm and I think 3 Charlies. None of those 2. And a few coloring books. And one of these, a couple of those. Yeah.
Okay.
It is Sunday morning. Artist Alley opens in 2 hours. I am at home. I'm still in my jammies, but I'm pressing buttons because yesterday I only had 2 of these left at the end of the day and only 1 left of the Fluffy Murder ones. So other vendors say that you get more sales on Sunday. So I am rushing to make more of those. And then we'll be on our way back to the convention. Artist Alley is just opening for day 3, Sunday. I have my oatmeal from Caribou. David has his pumpkin latte from Caribou. And we're all ready to go for day 3. They just dropped off some prizes for the artists that completed or that participated in the stamp rally. This is my first stamp rally. This is the prize I made. And they brought me a goodie bag of extras for participating. And then I already put one of the prizes, this Coraline sticker, on my sketchbook.
Yeah. That's literally.
All right, back to work. now home. I fit everything into this wagon. Overall, I had a really good experience. Anime Fusion was a lot of fun. There were a lot of really nice people. The artist I was next to had really amazing work. Everyone was really friendly. Oh, baby. Bub flopped next to the tripod. Yeah, are you gonna make sure that everything stays good? That everything stays standing? Yeah? He's such a good boy. I would say overall that my first Artist Alley went really well. The hotel where the convention was held was only 15 minutes from where we live, so we didn't have to stay at the hotel, and it was a fairly short drive. The traffic wasn't bad, parking was free. We got there, staff was really friendly, very informative, very helpful of telling us where we needed to go. People were even offering to help us set up, which my table was so small that I didn't really need help with setup. Everyone was really nice to me, saying like, oh, I can't believe this is your first Artist Alley, and like, oh, your stuff looks so good. Whereas I was next to these two booths that had like 6 feet high, completely full of charms and pins and stuff. So it's like, I know they were being just, I know they're just trying to be nice to me, but it was nice to have the encouragement and feel like I was welcome, and people weren't like, they weren't calling my table lame or anything. Turnout was really good. Considering that Anime Fusion is kind of advertised as being a smaller convention. So there were always people walking around. Even during slow times, there would be the occasional person that would go past. It was never dead. People, even if they didn't want to buy anything, they would still stop and look, and they would talk to you, and they were really nice. Cosplayers were amazing. There were a lot of Has-Been Hotel cosplayers which bought items from my table, which I really appreciate. That was really cool. There's a lot of really talented artists out there. So I'll talk about what I liked, what I learned, and what I want to do next time, which I've already done a second convention at the time that I'm filming this. I kind of put some of these ideas into practice already, but it didn't really turn out. I'll explain that in my next video. Oh, you flopped again. Bobo. I will also go over expenses and sales. I did not make a killing, but that's okay. That's kind of what I expected for my first Artist Alley. I'm happy with how it turned out. I just hope that things keep improving going forward. Okay, what I liked. I really liked the friendly con-goers and how organized the event and staff was. I didn't know what to expect from an Artist Alley. I mean, I had an idea from watching other people's vlogs and what other artists do for these kinds of events. The Artist Alley staff, months ahead of time, they were telling us like how the layout was going to be and where our table was, and they were asking us, oh, do you need power? Do you need clip-on lights? Everything at my table was battery powered, which was a good thing because there was a power outage the first day of the convention, so some people didn't have Wi-Fi, they didn't have the lights that they wanted and stuff. A lot of people did because the Artist Alley staff were prepared ahead of time that they had like these battery powered things available to people. I was really impressed by that. They really seemed to have their they really seemed to have their act together and know what they were doing. And they were constantly walking around asking us if we needed a break. I didn't ever need someone else to watch my table because I was there with my husband. So if I ever had to use the bathroom or something, he would watch it. If he wanted to go get food, then I would watch the table. But for people who were alone, staff were available to watch their table, make sure nothing was stolen or anything like that while people were taking a break, which I thought was really nice. I was also happy that I got a hallway table. Hallway tables, I think, were $100, and being in the main Artist Alley, in the Artist Alley room, was more expensive. Oh, you're just a little schnookums, aren't you? Sweet little baby. I'm going to offer you my foot. Now that Bub has my foot, I will continue. So being in the hallway, I felt like I had more foot traffic, and where my table was located, I was right across from these windows, which looked out onto like this courtyard slash main entrance area of the hotel, which is where all the congoers were going into. So people would be taking pictures out there, and if you stood out there, you could see my table through the window. And even at night, like in the evening after the sun was kind of going down and I had my lights going on my table, then it was really obvious where it was. I liked that I was out in the hallway versus being in the Artist Alley room with all the other artists. It was me and maybe like 4, 5, maybe 6 other people out in the hallway. We were just kind of overflow from the Artist Alley. I think it was worth it, and I'm surprised that it was cheaper because we were getting more foot traffic. And it also, I heard the Artist Alley was really hot just from all the people crammed into these 2 rooms. Whereas we were allowed to prop the door open, so we had a nice cool fall breeze coming in, and it was comfortable and it was great. And we had overhead lights. I didn't have a problem with lighting. Yeah, it was great. I really liked it. What I learned. So I learned to bring extra supplies. Not really for me, but more of just in case of an emergency. The table next to me, a lot of her charms started falling off of her display, but I had like a few extra clothespins and things that I could let her borrow, so that way she could get her stuff up. And then sometimes people would be like, oh, do you have tape? Do you have a pair of scissors? And I had tape, but I didn't have scissors, so I felt like maybe going forward, I should always have a kit of things that not only I could need, but others. Like I should have scissors, I should have strong tape, I should have extra pins and things, because something could break, whether it's somebody else's display and you just want to help, or my own display, something falls down, you need to fix it. You're not gonna leave your table to run to a store to go get something. So bring extra supplies is something I am going to do from now on. Another thing I learned, know your audience and current trends. I went into this thinking I knew my audience, and I kind of did, because a lot of people who go to anime conventions are into kind of that cutesy art style. Like, you know, people think bunnies are kawaii and stuff. There were a lot of artists there that they had characters and fan art of things, and I had no idea what they were. There were a lot of cosplayers walking around and I had no clue who they were. Whereas when I went to a convention like over 5 years ago or something, I walked around and I recognized most of what I was seeing. I clearly haven't been following the trends that well, or maybe I'm just not into what the youngins are into these days. Some people would come by my table and they were surprised at what I had and say like, oh, I haven't seen Miraculous Ladybug content in years, or oh, like you have this, nobody else has that. Kind of worked in my favor for those few people, but a lot of people would just kind of glaze over what I had because they didn't recognize it. My most popular items were the Jujutsu Kaisen print and the Gojo Bunny buttons and stickers, and then of course the Hazbin Hotel stuff. Some people really liked the bunnies and they would say that, oh, they're so cute and stuff, but they would kind of pass over them in favor of their favorite characters, which I totally understand. I would like to develop my brand to a point where people want my original work more than they want the fan art, but that's probably a long process to get to that point. What I want to do next time, new merch. I've already started doing that. I will show some of that in my next video, and then I'm just gonna keep making new stuff. I want to cover different fandoms. I want to do more original stuff because I want to start doing like holiday markets and things like that, where people aren't really, it's a completely different audience. They're not looking for fan art or nerdy kind of things. They're looking for Christmassy things, or maybe in the springtime, Easter things they can have displayed in their home, but not not anime. So I want to create more things that the average person would be interested in, or just bunnies. Honestly, that's what I want it to be, is bunnies. Oh, did I say bunny? Do you think I was talking to you? I'm sorry, I wasn't. You can lie back down. What else I want to do? More small prints instead of large prints. I'm sure this has to do with the economy and just how people have less spending money than they used to. I remember people used to go crazy for the large prints. People wanted those 11 by 17s, like the one I have up on the wall behind me. That's what a lot of sellers used to have a few years ago. But now I'm seeing more small prints, and I noticed myself that my smaller prints were selling more than the large prints. Maybe people have less wall space, but also they're comparing a $15 purchase to a $5 purchase of the same artwork. If they're trying to save on space and save money, the smaller print is the better option. I'm probably going to limit what prints I make as a large size and try to keep things small going forward. More branding. So I noticed a lot of other people were really pushing their brand. They had their logo on everything. They had really cute packaging, which I don't necessarily agree with a lot of this custom packaging stuff because it's so wasteful and you're spending a lot of money and materials and plastic on something that someone's gonna say, oh, that's cute, and then they're gonna throw it right in the trash when they get home. I want to make my brand recognizable, but in an eco-friendly way. I have some little reusable canvas bags that I want to draw like a logo on or put something on them to make them recognizable. And they're really small, but they're reusable. Okay, and the big question, was it worth it? Yes, I had a really good time. Even during the quiet moments, it was fun to just talk to the other artists, hang out with my husband. It was a wonderful experience. Everyone was so nice. It was really nice to go to a convention again after not having been to one since before COVID. They're just as magical as I remember them being, with just how friendly everyone is. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's taking pictures of the cosplayers. People are crawling out of their shells and talking to people they wouldn't normally talk to. It was just great to be back in an environment like that. And even though I didn't make a profit, I still think it was worth it because I made back the money I spent on my button machine, and I made back most of the money I spent on my initial display materials and most of my products. So I'd say that's a win. If I hadn't purchased a button machine, then I would have made about $100 profit, which I'd say is fine for my first show. I think it's important to remember that I have a full-time job, so maybe for somebody who wants to do this full-time as an income, they would see that as really bad. To me right now, this is something that I'm easing into, and I have like the savings to spend on this hobby. So yeah, I feel pretty good about how this went and how it's gonna go moving forward. It is really getting dark out. What time is it? It's a little after 4 and the light is fading, bub. I will do a voiceover going over the exact numbers of my expenses and then my sales, since I don't have them right in front of me right now. Editing Heidi here. I'm gonna go over the expenses and sales real quick. For expenses, including the table, the button machine, and then all of the merch items, all the display stuff, and our Square reader, that came to a grand total of $965.88. All the sales, including so that's all sales for button, stickers, charms, prints, coloring books, which half of the coloring book sales go back to Bunny Besties, and sticker sheets, so all that stuff. And then we took out some discounts for people who bought the full button set, and then the Square reader fees. So we made, before taxes, $587.83, which means this convention cost us $378.05. However, if you take out the button machine, we made $101.95 if I had chosen to not buy my own button machine. It cost us to do this, but for cons in the future, I won't have to pay for my button machine because I'll have it. I won't have to pay for my display stuff, like all my grids and my tablecloth, all that, because I have that. Won't have to pay for my square reader because I have the square reader. I'll still have to pay fees. I won't have to worry about a lot of this stuff. So I feel like for the first time, I feel like that's good. We didn't make any money, but that's okay. I still had fun. It was worth it. So thank you for watching this video. I will hope to have another one up soon going over my most recent convention. I just wanted to talk about my very first Artist Alley and how it went. I'm really happy. And this is something that I want to keep doing for a long time going forward, because it was just so much fun and I feel like I was making a productive use of my free time. I love making art and I love seeing it printed. I love having a physical like piece of merch of something I made in front of me that I'm selling to somebody, and I love seeing how happy it makes people, especially the kids who recognized my Miraculous Ladybug stuff and really were just so excited. I love making people feel that way. I love making people happy. So that's something I want to keep doing. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.